Okay, hello students. We are meeting after quite a bit of time, and you all know the reason why. Nevertheless, we have to continue with our studies. So, in your physics book, chapter number 4, that's what we are going to discuss today. It talks about light energy. Okay. Now we know there are different forms of light. Sound energy is there, light energy, electrical energy, mechanical energy, radioactive energy. So many kinds of energies are there. So one of them is light energy, and we are going to study the behavior of how light travels from one place to another. So the first topic that we have for today is reflection of light. Reflection, generally we come across reflection in mirrors. We see our own reflection on the mirror. Okay, we dress up in front of the mirror. We see how we look, how our hair is arranged. Okay, so that's what we know about reflection. That reflection actually happens on a mirror. A mirror reflection is a smooth surface reflection. Okay, the smoothest surface that you may know is a mirror. And when light falls on it, it reflects back. So what is reflection? How do you define it? Now reflection is when a ray of light or some rays of light, what's ray? The path that light takes is known as ray. Okay, now ray is generally represented in physics by a straight line with an arrow. But light is not only just one ray. It is many rays together. This light ray, okay, we call them as beam. Many rays arranged parallel to each other, known as beam. Anyway, that is a different topic. We'll go to that later on. As of now, we are going to see just one ray of light. Okay, to understand reflection, let us imagine that a ray of light is coming towards a plane surface. Now this is the diagram of a plane surface, or best we can say mirror. Okay, now mirror, the top portion over here is showing the reflecting surface, and you know in a mirror there is a silvering, means the behind portion of the mirror, it is coated with a paint. You must have seen when your mirror breaks, just you might have seen what's behind the mirror. The front portion is of course where you see your reflection on it, but the back portion is actually painted, which makes the glass a mirror. When you paint the back surface or with iron oxide, and then the reverse position behaves like a reflecting surface. So this zebra crossing type of line that I have drawn over here represents that this side, the downside, is actually coated with paint, and the top portion is the reflecting surface. So one ray of light is made to fall on this plane. Okay, so here is the point where it hits. From this point, an imaginary line, that's why this line is not a full line, it is dotted line. See, dot, 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 I have made it like that. Now this particular imaginary line is drawn at 90 degrees. Okay? This is normal line, dotted line. This is the surface of the mirror. Both of them stand at 90 degrees to each other. 90 degrees. Okay. So this normal line is drawn from where? The point where the incident ray. By the way, incident ray is the light which comes towards the mirror. So the incident ray where it strikes the mirror, that point where it strikes is known as point of incidence. Point of incidence. Then what will happen is, it will again go back. It will bounce back into the same direction, I mean not the same direction, into the same medium from where it came. Above is air, this is glass. It is going back to air again in an opposite direction. Alright. So this phenomenon is called reflection of light. You can very well see in your book bouncing back of light. When light comes from one medium, strikes the boundary of another medium. This is glass. So one medium is, when I say one medium, I mean as air. Other medium is glass. So from air, when it strikes glass, it bounces back again to air. This phenomenon is called reflection of light. Alright? So a few terms that we need to know here. First thing we have already learned is incident ray. Okay? This ray, as usual I have said, rays are always given with arrow. Arrow tells us from where to where the light is traveling. So this is the ray. It travels from this direction, hits the mirror at this point. The point where it hits is called point of incidence. Then it is bounced back. The bounced back ray is called reflected ray. Of course, this is the normal. Two more terms that you need to know are I and R. I stands for angle of incidence. What is the angle of incidence? The angle which the incident ray makes with the normal. You see, this is the sign of angle. Okay. This incident ray and the normal, what angle it makes is called angle of incidence. It is denoted by a short form in the form of small letter I. Similarly, R. R stands for angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. It is the angle which the reflected ray makes with the normal line, and the reflected ray, the angle that they make with each other is called R. That stands for angle of reflection. Okay, so this is generally what is reflection. Okay, now you can see over here, there are two kinds of reflection. One reflection where, here, this is similar to this one. One reflection where the light rays come and strike a plane surface. And another reflection where you see the surface is not a plane, it is up and down this way. Somewhere it is more uphill, somewhere it is less uphill. So uneven surface. So in both cases we see that the incident rays, now here I have drawn more than one rays. The incident rays are all parallel to each other in this case, okay, where the surface is uneven. But as soon as it strikes this uneven surface, these are the reflected rays. They are not parallel to each other. The incident rays which are coming towards this uneven surface, they are all parallel. There are 4 rays I have drawn, and similarly 4 reflected rays. 4 incident rays are there, 4 reflected rays are there. All these 4 reflected rays, they go in different directions. They are not parallel. As the incident rays are parallel to each other, reflected rays are not parallel to each other. Such kind of reflection is called irregular reflection or diffused reflection. Okay. Another type of reflection is where the surface is not uneven, it is plane surface. Like here we have discussed mirror. Similarly, the best example of plane surface is a mirror. Okay, so I have chosen mirror. In this case, the incident rays are also parallel to each other. The reflected rays are also parallel to each other. Such kind of reflection is known as regular reflection. Okay, regular reflection. Uneven surface, irregular reflection. Plane surface, regular reflection. So the walls, ground, they are not plane surface. So when sun's rays come and hit these objects, the kind of reflection that we observe is irregular reflection. But when sun's rays come and hit mirror, which is the best example of a plane surface, then the whole sun is deflected towards one direction. But that doesn't happen in case of wall or ground. For wall and ground, the surface is rough. Rough surfaces are irregular surfaces, whereas plane surfaces are regular surfaces. So in rough surface, the type of reflection will be like this: scattered reflection, irregular reflection, or scattered reflection, or diffuse reflection. And for smooth surface, like this, we have regular reflection.